chance to win $1,000. I don't want to not do that, so here you go.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000.
Text the nationwide keyword
SMILE, S-M-I-L-E,
to 200-200.
You'll get a confirmation text and info.
Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
That's SMILE to 200-200.
All right, now smile and remember to pick up the phone if you get a call from a number you don't recognize. That's the only way you win the money. You know how the drill works. So they call you, it's a number you don't recognize, but if you don't pick it up, they go on to somebody who is smiling. So your next chance to win comes at 7:20, and you can listen to KFI AM 640 for the winning keyword every day at 20 between 5:20 a.m. and 6:20 p.m. All right, now let's say good morning to ABC's Tom Rivers. Tom, let's get an update on Pope Francis's recovery and surgery. Go over exactly with us, if you would, what surgery he went through in the first place.
Yeah, he suffered, let's get the technical name in there, diverticular stenosis. Basically, a narrowing of part of his large intestine. So, in layman's terms, they went in a 3-hour procedure. There's a good part here, there's a good part on the other end, and the part in the middle that wasn't so good, it kind of spliced the two good bits together. That's how it works. And again, today, we got the latest update about 2 hours ago. Had another good night, got up, had breakfast, reading the papers, even walked around the room a little bit. So those are all very good signs. Looks like he'll be in the hospital just for observation, probably for the bulk of this week, and then fingers crossed he'll be back at the Vatican. Light duties, maybe just paperwork for a few weeks thereafter.
All right, that's good. And I think from what I read, diverticulitis is common in an elderly person. That this was something that, let's put it this way, it's not uncommon for somebody to have it. Do we know, did the surgery go as planned?
Yeah, they're saying that it went the way it should have gone. Yeah. The only, the thing they say they look out for, and they monitor his temperature and bloods, they're saying, look, there's a possibility, a rare possibility for an infection. So that's what they're looking for. But so far, it looks like it's doing fine. And you're right. I guess it's the surgical procedure done in a minority of cases. Most of the time, you can get away with antibiotics, or the old wives' tale, just eat some more fiber. And that should move things along, too. But Dr. Tom with his advice. There you go. But, in some cases, you have to get it. And he chose this time of the year basically because it's a downtime. He's going to be a trip, I think, in September, planned for Hungary and Slovakia. But right now, it's kind of, put your feet up time. So he says, let's do it now. Not a whole heck of a lot going on.
All right, well, then that makes sense. I think when a lot of people heard, what was it, Thursday or Friday, Pope undergoing surgery, when you see that headline, you're like, wait, what? What happened? And so sometimes I think it might behoove the Vatican to get ahead of it a little bit and be like, hey, so coming up next week, just so that people don't panic.
The Vatican moves in mysterious ways, Jennifer. You must know that.
Oh, I do. Over the years after watching it all this time, I'm like, wow, I don't get it. I'm glad somebody does. It's not me. All right, Tom, that's wonderful news. Glad to hear this Pope is up and around this morning.
Take care.
All right, thanks. See you later. ABC's Tom Rivers. Well, that's good. I had never heard of a hemicolectomy, which apparently is a procedure in which one side of the colon is removed. Look at you, Mr. Pope, boosting our grammar this morning. So glad you're up and about. Had your breakfast, walked around the room, read the newspaper. Okay, good. Don't go to Hawaii. I don't care if you're the Pope. I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're Handel. Don't go to Hawaii. Officials in Hawaii say the island of Maui is being overrun with tourists. The mayor of the island says he's asked airlines to limit the number of seats that are available for travelers. Apparently, the state is also dealing with a shortage of hospitality workers, which is another reason for the request for fewer visitors. I don't know if you've looked on your Instagram feed or Facebook feed, whatever it is. You have seen, I feel like, I kind of feel like I'm not cool. Everybody I know has gone to Hawaii since they got vaccinated. They're like, woo, game on. First place they want to go is get away to the islands. Well, apparently Hawaii didn't want you there, at least Maui specifically. I don't know how the other islands, what they're saying, but, you know, a lot of people go to Maui because it's not the glitz and glamour of Oahu, and maybe it's not quite as rugged as, say, the Big Island or something like that. Maui's kind of that just laid back, not a ton to do there. You just literally go there to chill. And the mayor says, I don't care. Chill out in your own home, people. All right, speaking of that, so I have to tell you how Conway and Amy guilted me into what ended up being a very, 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 very busy weekend. Go to my Instagram. It's JJLKFI on Instagram. And you can see the pictures from the weekend. So Friday night, I mentioned that I went to HQ Gastropub in Huntington Beach because I got a text from Conway on Thursday that started out, Jenny, with a bunch of exclamations, which is funny because other than my mom and dad and my nephews, Tim Conway Jr. is the only person in the world that calls me Jenny, and I'm not really sure where it started, but okay. So he gets my attention with, Jenny, why don't you come hang out with us tomorrow night? And I know everybody got the text from him, but then he and I start chatting on text, and it's like, well, I haven't seen that guy in forever. Yeah, I'd love to go hang out with the crew. So we went to HQ Gastropub, and I didn't know that the Conway crew was having a 4th of July dress-up contest. I had no idea. No idea what I was getting into. So all of a sudden, in the middle of this contest, they're standing on tables. Conway had a robe on. He's taken the robe off. There was like a kind of Hugh Hefner-y, strippery kind of moment with Conway. What? And then my husband says to me, hey, I'll be right back. I got to go judge a 4th of July contest. What? What are we doing here? Anyway, all the pictures are up between Angel and Russell and Crozier and Conway and Bellio. This is a patriotic crew. So you had Michael Crozier, who is KFI's Employee of the Month, and I will tell you, Angel ended up winning the contest, which transfers into Sunday. So Sunday, I had put in for the 4th of July off, and Chris Little, our news director, asked Amy King if she would fill in for me. Amy says to me, I'll fill in for you, but that means you better have a 4th of July party. Like, you better do something for us if you're going to take the day off. Well, God bless America. All right, fine. I feel bad. So I have a 4th of July party, which, I mean, really twist my arm to have a party, please. Anyway, Amy and crew ends up coming over. Crozier, who I did not know was the Employee of the Month, he ends up coming over. Brian, our overnight editor, he's there. Chris Little comes. There's a big Chris Little story, and if you guys are friends with Chris on social media, you should ask him why he had to keep calling and saying, we're going to be like an hour late. We're going to be like another 30 minutes late. All I will say were that beans had something to do with it. Anyway, it was a great 4th of July weekend. It was just KFI filled, and that was not the plan as of a week ago. So anyway, it's all up, JJLKFI on Instagram. I hope you guys all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Amy King, thank you for convincing me to have a party. Thanks for giving me a day off to clean up from the party. It was great. And, you know, just God bless it that we were all able to get out and celebrate and be together and smoke some pulled pork and not wear masks. And it was just so nice to have a normal 4th of July. I don't know if you felt like me. It was like, this could not be the more perfect holiday to get everybody back together. It just felt awesome. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk with ABC's Jim Ryan, take you to Florida, get a search for victims in the tropical storm there. We've got Tropical Storm Elsa, we've got the Florida condo collapse, and the two are merging. So now what? That's all coming up. But right now, let's get back to your drive, and Robin's checking out a stall on the 105.
West of Prairie had to stall in the carpool lane. They ran a traffic break and stopped every. So you've got lots of congestion from Western as they are clearing the lane. So that should go away shortly. North Hollywood still doing some cleanup on the 170 northbound at Victory Boulevard where a motorhome was on fire. That's extinguished, but again, they're just doing the cleanup now. Stalled vehicle, City of Orange on the 22 eastbound at the City Drive. That takes away the carpool lane for now. Cajon Pass, there's a wreck on the 15 southbound at Cleghorn. Make it over to the right shoulder. If you're traveling on the 60 westbound, expect a really good ride from Diamond Bar through East LA, just about a 20-minute trip. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. If you've decided to sell your house, I know it is tempting to just get it listed as is or even take one of those cash out deals. But why sell yourself short when making just the right upgrades will maximize its sale value? You mean like flipping our own home, Dean? We don't have the expertise or the cash for that. I know, but my friends at Revive do. Revive knows exactly what to change, what to spend, and where to spend it. They'll manage everything for you and front all the costs. Yes, Revive fronts the cost. They get paid back from escrow, but the profit gained is all yours. How much profit? The average client makes over 200% profit on what Revive invests on their behalf. It's a no-brainer. Reach out to iloverevive.com today and see if your home qualifies. To make the most from the sale of your home, go to iloverevive.com. That's iloverevive.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today. Highs will range from the upper 60s at the beaches, upper 70s to the mid-80s for Metro LA and OC. Will be in the 90s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
At Ralph's, we know there's never a good time to run out of fresh. Luckily, our delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need. So whether it's a few extra buns for the backyard barbecue or some miscellaneous munchies for movie night, we make it easy to get back to being you. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
I know if you did have people over for the 4th of July this weekend, probably you went out, you got your sodas, you got your libations, and you probably picked up some bottled water because you thought, well, it's hot. People are going to want that bottled water. Then when you went to pick up the recycling, didn't you think to yourself, ugh, look at all those plastic water bottles. So much waste, so bad for the environment. I wish I had one of those Life Source Whole House water systems Jennifer talks about. Because if you did, if you had a Life Source Whole House water system, your guests could have just grabbed a cute little cup and got clean, delicious water coming out of any tap they wanted to in your house. And after they got out of the pool and they need to rinse all that chlorine off, they could go to one of your showers and bathe and shower without all the drying effects of chlorine on their skin and in their hair. And they'd come out and say, what's this amazing water? And you'd say, it's from my Life Source Whole House water system. See, if you get a Life Source Whole House water system, you get to be kind of lazy, too, because the whole house systems are maintenance-free, so you say goodbye to filter changes and monthly exchange tanks. And if you have hard water, they've got a solution. With a Life Source water system, you're buying directly from the factory, and all their products are made in the USA. So call Life Source today and get full service and full confidence in your water. Call them at 1-800-334-5009. That's 1-800-334-5009. Or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference. And don't forget, in celebration of the 4th of July, Life Source has some great deals for you. So call them today. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
For the health coverage you need close to home, lean on Molina Healthcare. Molina has 40 years of experience and covers preventive services, prescription drugs, maternity and newborn care, and more. For details, go to leanonmolina.com. Get the care you need. Lean on Molina.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
American Vision Windows, SoCal's choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Live and local.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
I'll do my bad habits, slip away, I slip in space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. I'm just looking for a way out now.
KFI Kfi Am 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to a Tuesday. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA County health officials say the rate of COVID-19 infections in the county has gone up alarmingly in the past few days. The Public Department of Health says the increase is due to a rise in COVID-19 variants, particularly the more contagious Delta variant. And you'll see it if you're driving on any freeway this morning. The CHP has issued an Amber Alert for a 2-year-old boy allegedly taken by his father. Celestine Stute III was last seen with his dad in Lake Elsinore Sunday. The man, Celestine Stute Jr., is described as black, 5'8", about 160 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen driving a silver 2020 Kia Optima with a temporary California license plate on it. All right, let's say good morning now to ABC's Jim Ryan. Jim, I have so many questions to ask you. First off, when they demolished the condo building in Florida, how do they do that and not worry about, I guess, the rubble pile that they're going through, searching for, doing the search and rescue and recovery mission? How do they know that those two aren't going to somehow maybe just combined and become a huge pile?
Well, I mean, they're very good at that, building demolition. These specialists went in there. They placed charges exactly where they knew would bring this remaining section of the Champlain Tower South into its own footprint, and that's exactly what happened. It dropped straight down. It didn't fall over onto the debris pile that people have been searching through for the last 14 days. It went straight into itself, down into its own foundation. And it created its own debris pile, but people aren't concerned about that because you're not going to find any victims of the collapse in that section. It's all in this other section. And in fact, the debris pile was supporting part of that building. So getting rid of that building takes away the risk that it was going to fall down onto those volunteer recovery workers hard at work and causing that major headache to go away.
All right, that makes sense, and I'm glad to hear that. Where are we now? Is it still? I keep reading rescue recovery. Where are we in this? What are we calling it now?
Well, I think it's sort of semantics at this point. It's either a recovery effort or a rescue effort. It's positively been a recovery effort because only bodies have been found. Only the victims who died, their remains have been located. There is still hope, obviously, of finding survivors, finding people alive, and in fact taking down that building, according to the mayor of Miami-Dade, opened up new places where voids may have existed that people could be hiding in and may have been surviving on rainwater for the last 14 days. So there is still that hope. I think realistically it will remain a recovery effort. Either way, it's the same people doing the job, and their goal is the same as well, Jen, and that is to provide peace of mind to family members so that they know once and for all whether their loved ones survived or died in this horrific tragedy.
Okay, so we know on the ground sort of the treacherous conditions that these rescuers are going through, and obviously they are hoping every day that they find somebody, like you said, who's in a pocket somewhere along the way. Then in the background they hear Tropical Storm Elsa. Storm Elsa heading toward Florida. Where are we with that?
Well, the storm is entering the Gulf of Mexico down off the Florida Keys. It's a broad storm, though. The bands, the outer arms of this tropical storm stretch well across the Florida Peninsula to where we are here, Miami Beach and Surfside area. So it's brought rain and it's brought high winds. I've seen video of the crews out there working in those conditions, doing a yeoman's job out there with those conditions. It's the thing that is the major hazard, and that's the thing that brings them down off that debris pile until the band passes by. They're working around exposed rebar, around heavy equipment, cranes, all sorts of things that could act as a lightning rod, and so they have to clear off the pile when there is the threat of lightning, but within a few minutes after it's gone, they're back at work.
But still, I mean, even just I think if I was one of the families, I think even seconds delay is got to be just heart-wrenching. So where are we now on the number of bodies that have been taken out? Where are we on the number of people we're still looking for?
There are 117 still being sought, 117 people who are unaccounted for. 28 bodies as of this morning have been found. And 4 of them were found yesterday. That was after that building was taken down. So clearly it did create space and create new areas to be searched, and those 4 bodies were recovered yesterday. So 28 at this point. The expectation is that many more will be located, Jen.
All right. Thank you so much for the update, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jennifer.
See you later. ABC's Jim Ryan. Just agony if you're the families of those 117 people. Not that it wasn't horrid for the 28 the families of the 28 people that they have pulled out, but in a weird way, at least they have some closure. But this ongoing agony and just, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of prayers or whatever they're doing to whatever their higher being is of, begging hope upon hope that person is still found in that rubble. It's just unfathomable.
It's time for Biz Bites. Bites of Business. Biz Bites on Wake Up Call with Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Well, to say that the Biden administration ticked off this company out of Canada that owned the Keystone XL pipeline, when the Biden administration says, day one, now that we're in, we're blocking that permit. Well, that company in Canada that owned the Keystone XL pipeline says, all right, fine. Really? Well, let's recoup that money that we would have gotten with that Keystone XL pipeline. And this firm is now suing, or bringing a claim, I guess you could say, against the U.S. government, seeking $15 billion in damages. TC Energy filed a notice of intent with the State Department, and it will seek to recover more than $15 billion that it suffered as a result of the U.S. government's breach of its NAFTA obligations, this says. And if you remember, it was day one that President Biden got into office, and he said, that's one of the things I'm blocking immediately. In fact, I think he even had that as part of his campaign. Now, the pipeline would have carried 800,000 barrels of oil a day from the tar sands of Canada into the U.S., and the pipeline's construction was first delayed in 2015 under then-President Obama, before it was revived under then-President Trump in 2017, and then you had the Biden administration come in and say, nope, we're going back to a block of it. Homeowners in Florida, we were just talking with Jim Ryan about this, apparently already, after the Champlain Towers collapse, already are saying to their realtor, let's go ahead and start shopping around in more newly built condos. I guess that they call it a knee-jerk reaction in the story, which I think is unfair. Because if you're a homeowner and you or your family, you're trying to buy a new place, what else are you going to do? Of course, all of a sudden, every single question that you have is going to be around, how was that building built? When was that building built? Can I see the plans from that building? Whatever your questions may be. But the demand for single-family homes there is very strong, and whether it be in a condo, a building, or, if you can find a little single-family home. And I guess with time, realtors are saying people's fears may dissipate, but right now, the demand is increasing into single-family spaces. A lot of people are saying, I don't even want to be in a condo building. They're so, snake bit by what they've seen. And the story that continues, if they just heard what Tom and I were talking about, why wouldn't that go into the back of your mind? Speaking of Florida, you've got Elon Musk saying his boring company is in talks with Florida to build a transit loop there. Fort Lauderdale specifically got a proposal from Elon Musk's boring company to build an underground transit loop between downtown and the beach. The mayor of Fort Lauderdale called the Las Olas Loop, is what they say they'll call it. And it represents, they say, an innovative and unprecedented approach to addressing traffic congestion and traffic needs. Well, that's for sure. You get on a Hyperloop, a lot of people are saying, wait, you can make my commute, which oftentimes is an hour or more, you can make it into minutes? Yes, please. All right, I was looking at some of the flight data as far as people flying. So transportation-wise, airline passengers, I guess, were crazy into traveling for the 4th of July. And of course, you have a holiday weekend, basically the first holiday that we've had since the pandemic, and people are like, get me out of here. And whether they went to places like the Fort Lauderdales or the LAs or the Vegases or whatever, or they just wanted to go spend it with friends and family over the 4th of July weekend, AAA had said that they expected 47.7 million Americans to hit the roadways and the skies, and this was on the 3rd of July. Apparently, a TSA spokesperson said that in their specific city, TSA has screened over 2 million people at the airports yesterday. That was July 2nd, the highest throughout since the start of the pandemic, which is not a big surprise. And I thought what is interesting, too, when it comes to the box office this weekend, and we thought, ooh, let's see if the box office comes back after the 4th of July. So I guess this time last year, the box office in North America made about $1.5 million, which makes sense because nothing was open. You couldn't go to the movie theater, so how could they make money? This weekend, the box office made just over $70 million, and F9, the Fast and Furious latest movie, that one made the most money. But I thought, I'm not really surprised that people maybe didn't go to the movies in droves for the 4th of July, because this was the weekend they wanted to get out. And they went to backyard barbecues, and they went to watch fireworks. They weren't really inside this weekend specifically. So I think we'll have to wait and see, maybe more into the fall, if the holiday movies are coming back, because right now people just want to be out and about, and that kind of makes sense. All right, when we come back, now we do have ABC's Aaron Katursky, who will be joining us. Want to talk more about that cyber attack from REvil, which is the company that has done many cyber, do you call cyber hackers a company group, I guess, that has done many cyber attacks. This one, though, specifically, they decided to take global. 17 countries have been hit, including the U.S., and what the FBI has to say if you come to them with a claim. All that's coming up. Right now, though, let's check out this trouble spot on the 105.
In Hawthorne on the 105 West at Prairie had a stalled car in the carpool lane, and that's been cleared over, but they did, and like I said before, they ran a traffic brake to get that side. So you're still dealing with some traffic that loads up right around the 110. Now, behind that in Willowbrook on the 105 West at Wilmington Avenue, somebody almost got over to the right shoulder, but the right lane is blocked here with a car, so that's creating some backup right around Long Beach Boulevard. Glendora, just a little slow traffic right now on the 210 westbound between about the 57th and Grand. In Ontario, 15 south of injury crash on the on-ramp, so a little tough to get on the freeway there at Harupa. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Anthem Blue Cross and Heart of America are helping schools across the country increase their access to healthy food. Learn more at anthem.com/ca/sparks. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California.
The Canadians held off the Lightning to avoid getting swept in the Stanley Cup Final. The Tampa Bay mayor jokingly said the Bolts should take it easy so they can win at home. Dave Roberts does not expect Trevor Bauer to return to the mound this week. The Dodgers pitcher was placed on administrative leave after being accused of assault. And Angels manager Joe Madden said Shohei Ohtani will pitch and hit in next week's All-Star game. I'm Misty Jordan.
Do you suffer from lead foot? Do goosebumps appear for no reason? Stop living with uninspired performance. Visit mbusa.com/AMG and find out if a Mercedes-AMG Coupe, sedan, or SUV is right for you. Mercedes-AMG, driving performance.
Your kitchen sink is clogged, so you call a handyman. He pulls up in an old dented truck, but that's okay because he's cheap. He tracks mud, or what looks like mud, across your carpet, but that's okay because he's cheap. He puts his dirty tools on your kitchen counter where you prepare food, but that's okay because he's cheap. Hello, I'm John Aquan, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. We can clean that same drain for only $77. And we'll treat your home like it's your castle, because it is. Rooter Hero will clean your drain, treat you like a king or queen, and we'll do it for only $77. That's how we came up with our phone number, 866-DRAIN-77. And here's my promise to you. If Rooter Hero doesn't live up to your expectations, then call me. 866-DRAIN-77. My personal cell phone number is on every business card. You can also reach us at rooterhero.com.
Rooter Hero.
CL 102-8886.
Everyone is sweating out the summer right now. High temperatures, no relief in sight. Oh, wait, except for me, I switched to SolarMax years ago.
How much have you saved since you switched?
Thousands, probably. Let's just say my energy bills are so low now, I am no longer the thermostat warrior in my house. My air conditioning is almost free.
SolarMax is where you want to go because SolarMax does everything themselves right here in Southern California, which means exceptional quality control and no middleman.
That's right. You can get a SolarMax system for only $69.98 a month. And that includes a solar panel system and a home battery with an APR as low as 0.99%.
This offer expires July 31st. You even named your solar panels.
I did. They've each got individual little names like Akbar and Dylan and Barbara. Call pound 250 from your cell phone. Say the keyword SolarMax. That's pound 250, keyword SolarMax, or go to solarmaxtech.com, solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSL B number 97220 for you.
Enjoy a powerful business upgrade with Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event. Get amazing savings with up to 50% off high-performance computers and tech built for business, and be able to take your office with you with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, get great offers on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL and speak to a